Earthquakes are powerful events that have shaped our planet for millions of years. They are natural phenomena that occur without warning, often leaving a trail of destruction in their wake. They shake the ground beneath our feet, causing the earth to tremble and sometimes even crack open. The sheer force of an earthquake can be both awe-inspiring and terrifying. These tremors are caused by forces deep within the earth. The earth's crust is made up of several large and small tectonic plates that are constantly moving, albeit very slowly. When these forces are suddenly released, they create waves of energy that travel through the earth. These energy waves are known as seismic waves, and they are what we feel during an earthquake. These waves are what we feel as earthquakes. The intensity of these waves can vary greatly, from a minor tremor that barely rattles the dishes to a major quake that can bring down buildings and cause significant loss of life. Earthquakes can be small, like a gentle rumble that you might not even notice. These minor quakes are often referred to as micro-earthquakes and are usually harmless, or they can be massive, causing widespread damage and devastation. Major earthquakes can lead to the collapse of buildings, bridges, and other infrastructure, resulting in significant economic and human losses. They remind us that our planet is constantly changing. The Earth's surface is dynamic, and the forces that cause earthquakes are a testament to the ever-changing nature of our world. Understanding earthquakes is important for several reasons. It helps us prepare for these natural events. By understanding the science behind earthquakes, we can develop better early warning systems and emergency response plans. This knowledge can save lives and reduce the impact of these natural disasters. By learning about their causes and effects, we can build safer structures and communities. Engineers and architects use this knowledge to design buildings that can withstand the forces of an earthquake, making our cities and towns more resilient. In addition, community preparedness programs educate people on how to protect themselves and their families during an earthquake, further enhancing our ability to cope with these powerful natural events. The Earth's surface is not one solid piece. It's a dynamic and ever-changing structure. It's broken into giant pieces called tectonic plates. These plates are like massive slabs of rock that float on the semi-fluid layer beneath them. These plates fit together like a jigsaw puzzle, creating the Earth's outer shell. Each piece has its own unique shape and size, fitting perfectly with its neighbors. But unlike a puzzle, these pieces are always moving. The movement is slow but constant. Driven by forces deep within the Earth, the plates move very slowly, at a rate of just a few centimeters each year. This might not seem like much, but over millions of years it adds up to significant changes. They only move a few centimeters each year. But this gradual movement can have dramatic effects on the Earth's surface. This movement is driven by heat deep within the Earth. The heat comes from the decay of radioactive elements and the residual heat from the planet's formation. As these plates move, they push against each other. Sometimes they get stuck, unable to move past one another. Pressure builds up until the rocks break. This release of pressure can cause sudden and sometimes violent shifts in the Earth's crust. This sudden break releases energy in the form of seismic waves which travel through the Earth and cause the ground to shake, causing the ground to shake. These seismic waves are what we feel during an earthquake, and they can cause significant damage to buildings and infrastructure. Earthquakes are one of the most powerful natural forces on our planet. They can strike without warning, leaving devastation in their wake. Despite the destruction they cause, earthquakes also remind us of the incredible power and dynamic nature of our planet. Scientists study these movements to better understand the Earth's inner workings and to predict future seismic activity. With advanced technology, we can monitor the movement of tectonic plates and gain insights into the processes that shape our world. Understanding tectonic plates is crucial for comprehending the Earth's geology. It explains the formation of mountains, the occurrence of earthquakes, and the creation of ocean basins. The movement of these plates has sculpted the Earth's surface over millions of years, creating the diverse landscapes we see today. From the highest mountain peaks to the deepest ocean trenches, the Earth's moving plates are responsible for the planet's ever-changing face. As we explore these natural wonders, we are reminded of the powerful forces at work beneath our feet. The Earth's moving plates are a testament to the planet's dynamic nature, constantly reshaping the world we live in. And as we continue to study and understand these movements, we gain a deeper appreciation for the complexity and beauty of our planet. The Earth's crust is not perfectly smooth. It is a complex and dynamic layer, constantly changing and evolving over millions of years. This outermost layer of our planet is made up of a variety of rocks and minerals, forming a solid shell that covers the Earth's surface. However, despite its solid appearance, the crust is far from being a uniform, unbroken expanse. It has cracks and fractures called faults. These faults are essentially fractures in the Earth's crust, where blocks of rock have slipped past each other. They can vary in size from a few centimeters to hundreds of kilometers. Faults are the result of the immense forces that act upon the Earth's crust, causing it to crack and break. These faults are where most earthquakes occur. Earthquakes are the natural result of the sudden release of energy that has built up over time along these fault lines. When the stress on the rocks becomes too great, they break and slip, causing the ground to shake. This shaking can range from a minor tremor to a devastating quake that can cause significant damage and loss of life. When tectonic plates push against each other, the stress builds up along these faults. Tectonic plates are massive slabs of the Earth's lithosphere that move and interact at their boundaries. These interactions can be convergent, where plates move towards each other, divergent, where they move apart, or transform, where they slide past one another. The stress from these movements accumulates over time, leading to the formation of faults. Eventually, the rocks break and slip along the fault line. This process is known as faulting, and it is a key mechanism in the occurrence of earthquakes. The sudden movement of rocks along the fault releases a tremendous amount of energy, which propagates through the Earth in the form of seismic waves. This sudden movement releases energy, causing an earthquake. The energy released during an earthquake travels through the Earth, causing the ground to shake. This shaking can be felt over large distances, depending on the magnitude of the earthquake. The point on the Earth's surface directly above the earthquake's origin is called the epicenter, and it is usually the area that experiences the most intense shaking. The San Andreas Fault in California is a famous example. This fault is one of the most well-known and studied faults in the world. It stretches over 1,200 kilometers through California and forms the boundary between the Pacific Plate and the North American Plate. The San Andreas Fault is notorious for its potential to produce large and destructive earthquakes. It marks the boundary between the Pacific Plate and the North American Plate. This boundary is a transform fault where the two plates slide past each other horizontally. The movement along this fault is responsible for the frequent seismic activity in the region, making it a significant area of study for geologists and seismologists. These plates are constantly grinding against each other, causing frequent earthquakes. The continuous movement of the tectonic plates ensures that the stress along the fault lines is never fully relieved, leading to a cycle of stress accumulation and release. This ongoing process is a reminder of the dynamic nature of our planet and the powerful forces at work beneath our feet. Scientists use special instruments to measure earthquakes. These instruments are called seismographs. They detect the ground motion caused by seismic waves. The Richter scale measures the energy released by an earthquake. It's a logarithmic scale, meaning each whole number increase represents a 10-fold increase in energy. The Mercalli scale measures the effects of an earthquake on people and buildings. It ranges from 1, not felt, to 12, total destruction. Section 5. The destructive power of earthquakes. Earthquakes can cause tremendous damage. The shaking ground can topple buildings and bridges. It can trigger landslides and tsunamis. Tsunamis are giant waves caused by underwater earthquakes. These waves can travel thousands of miles across the ocean. When they reach the coast, they can cause catastrophic flooding. Earthquakes are a reminder of the powerful forces that shape our planet. They highlight the importance of understanding and respecting nature's power. Section 6. Can we predict earthquakes? Scientists are constantly working to predict earthquakes. However, it's a very complex task. Earthquakes happen deep underground, making them difficult to study. While we can't predict the exact time and location of an earthquake, we can identify areas at high risk. By studying fault lines and historical earthquake data, scientists can create hazard maps. These maps help communities prepare for potential earthquakes. They guide building codes and emergency response plans. Section 7. Human activities and earthquakes. While most earthquakes are natural occurrences, human activities can also trigger them. Activities like mining, oil and gas extraction, and geothermal energy production can alter the stress on the Earth's crust. These activities can cause small earthquakes, usually not felt at the surface. However, in some cases, they can trigger larger earthquakes along existing fault lines. It's important to consider the potential impact of human activities on earthquake activity. Sustainable practices can help minimize the risks. Section 8. Recent advances in earthquake understanding. Scientists are constantly learning more about earthquakes. Advances in technology allow us to monitor earthquakes with greater precision. New sensors and data analysis techniques help us understand the complex processes that lead to earthquakes. This knowledge is crucial for improving earthquake forecasting and hazard assessment. By unraveling the mysteries of earthquakes, we can create a safer future for communities living in earthquake-prone areas. Section 9. Staying safe during earthquakes. Knowing what to do during an earthquake can save lives. If you're indoors, drop to the ground, take cover under a sturdy table or desk and hold on. If you're outdoors, stay away from buildings, power lines and trees. If you're driving, pull over and stay in your car. After an earthquake, check for injuries and damage. Be prepared for aftershocks, which are smaller earthquakes that can occur after a larger one.